all this stuff cleaned up this morning and see if I can't get some of this put together. I do believe I broke the bed. A little bit of weld through primer. Now I'll go get the other door jamb that far and then get up on top for the top of the roof. trying to. I'm wrong. Give me 30 seconds and I'll get to the phone. Alright, I wanted to get undercoating in those areas because once I put the panels on, you're not going to get into it. Next up, I need to get that back window panel put in there. You gotta drill a couple more holes right here. Get that back window panel put up in there, clamped in real good. Make sure it's all aligned. And start a weld. Well, yeah, it looks pretty good to me. Of course, I gotta get more clamps on it, get it pulled up tighter. But I always want to test fit before I go doing any drilling, grinding, anything like that, because you never know. If it don't fit, you can always get it returned as long as you don't drill it or nothing like that. But if you drill it, grind on it, anything else, they won't approve it. They won't let you return it. So I think that'll look pretty good. I'll have to get a few more clamps in there. Mainly, well, up here for one. Mainly on these sides. And of course, they never fit exactly tight anyways. But I want to try to get this top seam as close as possible before I get this done. Yeah. Awesome. Has anybody ever ate porcupine? Suddenly I got an urge to eat porcupine. Oh yeah, nice and tight. All right, so what I'll do, see, here's all the holes that I blew out where the original spot welds were, all the way around. What I'll do, I'll come in here and clamp right beside one of those holes, make sure it's up tight, plug weld, move my clamp, do the next one, move my clamp, do the next, and continue right on around until all of it is in place and lined up. Right here I need to go up just a hair. Not much, but a hair. Let's see if I can just throw you down here. That's better. I see. That's a little better. I'll have to pull it around as I weld it. Make sure I'm getting good penetration. And make sure everything stays in line. think I need to clean my tip again. That's looking good. Hey, that was hot. Now, I would be using my helmet, but battery's dead. I'm gonna have to go pick up some batteries this weekend. It's always something. Always something. Come on, man. got to make sure this is nice and tight. I just cleaned that tip. Alright, I'll do a little more explaining on this. I tried to kill all the birds with one stone. When I took this apart, those spot welds, I hit it with a plasma to get the hole in there and knock that spot weld out. This panel is then able to be removed easily, and then I come back with a drill and clean the edges of that up so you don't have the plasma slag in the edge. When you clamp the new panel on there, you don't want to put the holes in that panel. You plug through the same holes that you just plasmaed out. And then every spot weld is in the exact same factory location. Not that it matters that they're in the same location, but it just makes it the overall job easier. Now, this side's all welded up. Now I'm not gonna do any of the grinding until after all the welding's done. This side and across the top is done at this point. I'm gonna go to the other side and get this part welded on there, and then I gotta get the seatbelt holes for the shoulder strap put on. Where's my clamps? I'm gonna get one more pair of clamps here. Perfect. Now when you do this, you want to make sure your line is the same all the way down. The front edge of this panel needs to be right at that lip. If it's back, then there's a chance the back wall won't fit correctly. And you can see in the holes, it's nice and tight up against. You want to make sure your rubber stays on there when you go to put it on. moving right along. Alright, now I need to get the shoulder parts put on. And yes, it'll be welded on a little bit better than whoever did it before, because I do not want those to come loose, ever. Yeah, buddy. Okay. I will go ahead and get a template made up of where those are. Now, with this being a big back window, this shape's a little bit different, because on that one you can see it was curved, but I want the height and the distance the right area. If it was right before, this should be right here, even though this is flat and that was curved. Now I've already put the weld through primer on the back side here. You gotta make sure it's all lined up. Like that right there. All right. And then I'll plug through the same two spot welds that they had, and then I'll go ahead and hit the ends as added security. Seat belt installed. Hey, now. Now, I gotta say, it's not wise to weld without a helmet, guys. Don't do as I do. Can you weld without a helmet? Yes, you can. Most people will burn their eyes, and they will not like the next 24 hours. I have not had my eyes burnt in 15 years. Many times of burning my eyes, I've pretty much learned how to do it. Now, there's no stability in this without the back wall on there, but I gotta get holes in this. See how flimsy that is? If I go pushing on that with the drill to drill the holes, I'm liable to kink it or twist it. Let's see. So I'm going to clamp a piece of angle iron in there. To give it a little bit more strength while I'm drilling. Up here won't be so bad. Down here, real flimsy. Okay, now, where is my tape? I thought I just had it. All right, be right back. I'm going to cheat on drilling these holes. Oh, what did I do with my drill? There it is. All right, guys. Ooh, boy. That is a little lip. I think I'm going to get a smaller drill bit for that. Even with that brace in there, I'm taking it nice and easy on it. I don't want to push too hard because I don't want to have to repair any damages. You guys thought I was looking for a tape measure. Nope. I sure wasn't. drop her down. You can see there is not much lip around a big back window. So, yeah, you got to be real careful to get everything where you want it. Good, take your time. Hey, now stay on the lip. The corners are really tough because it's radiused. Now we can work across the top. Like I said, take your time. You don't want to kink it. If you do kink it, it's not the end of the world before you put the panel on. Can get to both sides real easy to body work it out, but if you can avoid doing that, you'll be much happier. I really should get me a handheld spot welder one of these days, and then I wouldn't have to drill all these holes. I might have to look into that. But some of the stuff like around the door jambs, you can't really get in there with a handheld. But like this here, you could. Lots of holes. Drilling holes. We're drilling it. All right, that's ready to grind up. I need to raise it up and do the bottom half. It's always fun stretching these around. Okay, now the reason I put that on there, I know it's not exactly where it needs to be, but I need to know where these lumps are so I know where to drill that. And this will give me a close guesstimate. There. I'll bring you around the other side and I'll show you. See those ribs? That lip gets spot welded right to the face of them. Right here, I don't want any holes because it won't weld nothing. I need to have it on these high spots. Now, I'm just putting a piece of tape at the edge. So when I pop that cover off there, I know where I'm gonna climb up in here. so I know where to put my holes. Now I can pop that cover back off. Stretch them legs. See, now I can fold that tape up and I can see on this side where I need to drill. In the wide spot. The narrow is those grooves. And if you look from the factory that made these repop parts, they put a hole in the narrow part. So I'm gonna have to plug that with nothing to weld it to, both sides. If they'd have just moved them over 2 inches, it would have been a weld hole. Nope, I gotta plug a blank hole. Hey, now. Last one, don't want to come off. Come on. Don't fight me. You won't win. I've told you that before. Alright. Now, I need to prep the back wall. And what I mean by prep the back wall, I've got to drill all my holes all the way around. Down here, it don't get welded. That's in here. You gotta go all the way across the bottom, all the way up this side. Now, where that roof skin goes down, I'm not drilling any holes on this. I've learned my lesson on that one. It's too hard to get in that curve and make it look right. So, on the roof skin, from this point to that point, I'll drill the holes in that and you can plug weld down through and you don't have all that grinding and body work in there. Yeah. I guess I got more drilling to do. And I am debating, I mean, I don't want to burn my new drill up overworking it. I'm debating on using the electric drill, even though it sucks to run. Those fit your hand nice. Those don't. Those are light. Those are heavier. Those are pistol grip. Those are a 90 degree. Yeah, fun. All right, well, I got to drill those holes all the way around, and before I hang it on there, I'm going to go ahead and close his gas filler in while it's up here. You know, it'd be a little bit easier. Yeah, the corded drill sucks, but it's better than replacing that other drill. Now in this corner, I'm just gonna weld that corner up. Same way with this corner. And just like the other one, you want to support it. You don't want to push down and kink it back there. Bring you in real quick here. Once you get down to about here, you want to move them holes closer to the edge. You want to stop about right here. You want a hole there, you know, but you want it closer to the edge, because if you look at this, this is behind the rocker. If you keep your hole in the center, you're going to be going halfway. So you move that closer to the edge and you'll be welding right in there. That's hard on the old tendonitis. All right, now I'll clean this up and get this piece put in there. But before I weld, I gotta go get a helmet. But before I weld it, I gotta go get a welding helmet battery. Now, a lot of people buy these gas filler caps, and they're nice, but look at that gap. Huge. It's flat, which means when you go and weld and grind and everything, there's going to be a bunch of filler on that. You're going to weld all that up. It's going to take quite a while to weld it and keep it cool enough to keep it from warping everything. I don't like it. So my suggestion is to find another piece of material that will have pretty close to the same shape. And I mean, look at that. Look at how much difference there is. Flip it over, it's the same way. So My suggestion is to find a piece that's close. I'm going to use this as a template. Now I know this is the other side of the cab, so the curves will be a little bit different, but it'll be close enough that I can shape it and get the result that I want. All right, now I'll get the plasma. And since that piece is roughly an 1/8 inch small all the way around, I'm going to use the plasma tip along the edge of it like this, and that's going to gain me the distance that I need. If it's a little bit big, it's fine. I can grind it down to fit. I gotta move over to this side here. Wrong angle. All right. Now, I have a little bit bigger piece with the curve that I need. All right. So what I did was I just ground all the plasma slag off, hit that edge, make sure it's nice and smooth. It's not going to be perfect, like I said, that's from the other side of the cab. So get it in there like that. See, this side's got too much radius. This side's about perfect now. So what I'll do is I'll just lightly tap on that until I get the shape where I want it, and then I'll grind until it fits down flush like that. A little bit high right there yet. And you want to look at it from multiple angles. Don't just look straight on. You want to look up and down and back and forth. And see, it's starting to curve back a little bit right there, and I don't want that. So I need to get this belly down just a hair and then put that curve back in. And all I'm doing, I'm holding it flat on my vise, keeping it down, just lightly tapping on it. And essentially what that's doing is it's shrinking that metal back down. Taking some of that belly out of it. Now see, like I said, that side's starting to curve up, so I'll lay it down. And just walk it. Okay, so I need from there to there. I need to grind it between the two fingers. I know it takes a little bit of time to get things to fit just right, but it'll be worth it in the end. Now see, that's still curved out just a hair. That's okay. I'll get the rest of it put where it needs to be. Make sure everything's flush. And then up here, once I get it tacked all the way around, I can come up here and tap that down into place, and that'll put that curve back in. Where'd my hammer go? Let's see if this will do it. there you have it. That feels good. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through and tack, and then I'll cool it. Go through and tack. I'll just keep tacking it since I ain't got a battery for my helmet. You want to keep it cool. Especially with this not being attached to the body, this can float pretty quickly, so you don't want to get it very hot at all. Just put a few tacks around there, cool it off, take your time. Now that I've got that welded up, I'm going to use a hard wheel and I'm going to get the highs off of that. Same way with the welding, you got to keep it cool. Do a little grind, blow it off there. It'll take you a little time, but that'll warp it just as quick as a welder will. Okay, now that I got that close, I didn't want to take it completely flat because the hard wheel will gouge the metal. Now I'll use a flap wheel, which I don't even think you can see that in the picture. I'll use a flap wheel and bring it down smoother. Same thing, keep it cool in between. All right, there you have it. Gas filler delete. Ever so slight skim of filler on there is just fine. But you don't want, like the other piece, where's it at? There it is. That other piece, look at the gap. So that would have been a big chunk of Bondo right in the center. You don't want that. Slam that door a couple times, you'll start seeing some cracks. You want to try to get that shaped as close as you can. All right. Well, guys, I'm gonna call it right there for the day. Got some running to do. I gotta go get me a battery for my helmet, and I'm gonna continue with this Monday. Till the next one, have a blessed evening.